Talking now with Ferris State football head coach Jeff Pierce. Coach, your team prepares for Tiffin on Saturday night, coming off a road win at Ohio Dominican last week. I know it was a game that got tight at the end, but you were fortunate enough to come out with a win. Your thoughts on that game?
Well, it's always a challenge to play on the road, and last week we went through a little bit of a learning experience. We did not execute the way we needed to execute in certain phases of the game, and but it kind of challenged us. We tasted a little bit of adversity as we went through the game, created some situations, turning the ball over and things like that gave them opportunities. Our defense played very well. They had to step in a number of different situations and make stands and kind of show what kind of attitude that they have. And defense is all about attitude, and I'm excited about the progress that they're making and what they're bringing to the table. Offensively, we moved the ball pretty well last week. I think we're gaining ground in that. Some of the issues that we had came up on special teams, and we turned the ball over a few times. Now, we made a couple big things happen. Jordan Morgan came through and blocked a field goal, and Mike Elias picked it up and ran it the distance for a touchdown. Those are positive things, but there's some other things on our special teams that definitely need to make improvement for us to be successful this year.
That was your first road game, extended road trip of the season. You had the game at Hillsdale earlier in the year, but really a first chance for a lot of your kids to go on an overnight trip. Some of those younger players that haven't had a lot of chances to play, how'd you feel about their performance in that game?
Well, that is a challenge. We do have a lot of young football players on our football team right now, which is great for the future of our program. But when you do get them out of their comfort zone in a different environment, you're trying to figure out how they're going to respond to that. And again, I think it's kind of a learning curve for us. I thought the guys responded pretty well, to the situation, but we've got a ways to go. You've got to be focused no matter where you play football and who you play against, and that's the thing that I always really try to emphasize in our football team and our football program. It doesn't matter who you play or where you play, it's who you are and how you play. And those are the kind of things that we have to get through. Some of those things, when you're out of your comfort zone, you still have to be able to focus and bring the game and play your A game.
Your offense rolled up 412 yards of total offense in the game at Ohio Dominican. Talk about the progress they've made, maybe from week 1 to week 3 of the season.
Well, we are making steps, and it is a new system, and it's the players trying to get a good feel for the expectations that we have to fit into that offense. And I think it continues to get better each week, and I think, again, it's something that we need to continue to build upon as we go through the season. We'll continue to add a few little wrinkles here and there. One of the challenges that we have, and actually coming up in this next football game against Tiffin, is what they bring defensively. And, the last couple of weeks that we've been facing kind of similar type of schemes defensively. Now this week it's a little more of going to be like a blitz pickup period. They're going to come after you from a number of different directions. And now you take your system that you've been working on and have to kind of convert it and adjust it into that, which creates some more variables that need to be focused on.
You mentioned you host Tiffin this week at home on Saturday night. At 7 p.m. What do you know about the Dragons besides what you've already talked about in terms maybe of their offensive side of the football?
Well, they're a group of players that are right on the edge of trying to make things happen right now. They're very athletic. They do some things that kind of catch you by surprise. Not your conventional stuff in all phases of the game. It's something that our guys have to really get and play well to win this football game. They had Tiffin won their opening ball game, and then last week they gave Finley a pretty good run for their money, and are not far off the mark, and that's where we've got to really be on our mark. Our defensive players have to be able to to adjust to the different things that they're going to see that Tiffin will bring us, along with us really cleaning up our game special teams wise and making that a strength, not a weakness this week.
It'll be Kids Night on Saturday, a great event for children in the area. Should be a lot of fun, and I think having that home field advantage once again certainly has to help.
Oh, it definitely does. It's nice to play at home. It's nice to play in front of your home crowd. Had a great crowd, in our opening football game here against Saginaw Valley. And even though it looked like the weather was going to create some issues, we had a number of people came out and supported us. And I had an opportunity to see what this new football team looks like. And I think we've got good things to come here. We're excited about having the opportunity to show what we can bring to the table Saturday night, and hope people can join us.
I know, Coach, you're taking it one game at a time, but you've won 2 in a row now. You have to be happy with the way your direction of your program is headed.
Yeah, I am. I mean, the guys, each win gives you just a little more confidence, but, it all comes back to, just like you said, it's one game at a time. The biggest game on our schedule this year right now is Tiffin. And that's who we play this week, and we've got to be locked in and can't worry about what other people are doing. We've got to worry about what we do, and we got to continue to make that step ahead. Each week you got to get better. If you don't, you're going to sooner or later it's going to catch up to you. Everybody gets better as they go through the course of a football season, and we need to keep up that pace ourselves.
All right, Coach, best of luck on Saturday night.
Thank you.